Hi, my name is Mike. I'm the executive director of the Grace Cafe in the Annex. The journey is our experience of the winding, sometimes torturous path towards health, recovery, and hope. Our focus will be to explore the issues faced by homelessness, addiction, and poverty of our people, our friends, and our fellow citizens. Hi, folks. Today we have a very interesting part two, a follow up to a day in the life of the cafe. Lori Graves, who is our cafe manager, muses about the needs of our clients and thoughts about housing and support. I'm positive that you'll find this captivating and insightful. So we're back with Lori. Things are in full swing. We've got gallons of coffee going out and buckets of soup going out. So Lori, tell me what a typical day looks like at the Grace Cafe.
Well, once I get things started and we open up at 7, then from 7 till 8, I just kind of finish making sure that the salads are good, that everything that needs to go on the counter, because the food counter opens at 8 o'clock. Making sure that everything is set for that the soup is finished and up to temperature before we bring it out. So we serve soup Monday to Friday, and some kind of salad, as well as a sandwich, and if we have any treats. Now today they're fortunate because we happen to have cake from the cakery.
Nice.
Which is a big fan favorite. So that's being given out as well. And today's soup is the leftover turkey dinner soup, and that's a big favorite, as well as hot, very thick, huge slices of buttered bread that we've got in the steamer. So they've got a hot piece of bread to go with their soup and stuff. So we collect from Metro 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And today I almost had to do 2 runs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a very full load, and the guys are going to be back there for a little while. So I'm going to have to go back and figure out what we have room to save that we can utilize and what we need to give out.
So it's been really good to see that food reclamation has been a thing in southwestern Ontario because of how much used to get thrown out.
Yeah.
So what are some of the places that instead of throwing things out, you donate to the cafe?
Well, like I said, we have Metro 6 days a week, and that's just an ongoing thing. We also have occasionally shoppers, and regularly on a revolving way, we have Starbucks as well as Cobb's. Cobb's is once a week, and Starbucks is twice a week, which is pretty significant. And we get a good batch from them, and our guests really like the stuff that comes from there, but it allows us to do a snack tray for the front counter where the coffee is. So when they come in and get coffee, they can automatically just get a snack as well. And there's generally enough variety where they get to pick which they want, which is always fun.
That's great. So I think I forgot to ask you, but how many of our community show up on a daily basis, an average day?
Monday to Friday, we see about 90 to 100 every day. And on Saturdays, we see about 120, 130, which is about a 15%, 17% increase than what we were seeing 6 or 8 months ago.
Okay. So would you say that that's one of the most significant changes you've seen? Because you've been here about 3 years or so.
Going on 3, yeah.
Going on 3 years. So what are some significant changes that you've seen, both good or bad?
Definitely an increase in the number.
Yep.
We used to be down around 70 busy days, 80 Monday to Friday, and around 100 to 120 maybe on a Saturday, and usually around 100, 110 on Saturday. And I haven't been here as long as some of the other volunteers, so some of the faces that are new to me are not new to the others. Like Sue has told me that she does know a lot of the newer ones to me that are coming in, but it's just that they've been away for some time and now suddenly they're back. And why exactly that trend is, I'm not sure. I don't know where they were when they were not coming in here for a period of time, and quite a while. Sue said she hadn't seen a lot of them in quite some time, and now suddenly they're back. But whether they're new to us or just returning, it's still an increase, and it's a bit of a disturbing trend.
Sure, absolutely. So, kind of shifting gears a bit. So, obviously, you're quite skilled both at management and at kitchen prep, food prep, the whole, cooking. You obviously have a lot of skills. Why would you do it in a setting like this rather than opening your own restaurant or, working for, say, a high-end place or whatever? Why here?
For one, food service is not my niche.
Okay.
Pastoral care is my niche.
Excellent.
And that's what I do here. I care for these people in whatever that looks like today for them. And so that's a lot of what I do focus on. My purpose here is to love on these folks with the love of God as He instructs, and to pray over them, to pray for them, to pray with them when they ask, and to feed them and to clothe them when needed. Sometimes they need a hug, sometimes they just need an ear to listen, sometimes they need advice, sometimes they need getting help connecting to a resource. Whatever that is, then we try to address that in that moment, going on a day-by-day basis. And that's my purpose here. My purpose here is to serve them in whatever way they need to be served today in this moment.
Do you think that the streets have gotten rougher in St. Thomas? Or I know that they've built a lot of housing, which is awesome, but we're also seeing more people here, like you said. So what would you attribute that to?
I would attribute it to even those who have housing are struggling to be able to afford to pay anything more than their housing. And yes, sure, a lot of our guests are receiving some sort of government assistance or pension or disability or things like that for various reasons. However, some are we do have some who actually hold down jobs as well, and they still can't make ends meet. They can't pay the rent and keep the roof over their head and put food in the fridge as well.
Yeah. Is the need growing then? Do you see the need growing, and why do you think the need is growing?
I do see the need growing. There's no one reason in a nutshell. I think it's layers. In some cases, it's because people don't know how to deal with the baggage that they're carrying, the trauma, where that came from, whatever that might be, and the mental health as a result of just the experiences that some of these folks have been through. Some of their experiences are absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
And it's to be expected that they're having trouble coping with that. But where are they supposed to go to get that help to cope with it?
Yeah.
What do we have that's there? And you hear different levels of government saying, well, we've put money into this and we've put money into that, and these are going to help people and whatever. But the reality is, if you need mental health help, unless you are in a point where you are a danger to yourself or others, you're waiting months and months and months. And in the meantime, what do you do with that? If you don't know how to self-regulate, if you don't have any coping skills or any tools in your toolbox to use because you haven't been able to get that help, like, what are you supposed to do while you're waiting for upwards to a year for a doctor?
Yeah.
or for therapy or for a clinic? A lot of the issues are stemming from, it's not just a lack of funding, it's in their pockets where they need to put the roof over their head and the food and pay the bills and stuff. Sure, that's part of it, but it's only part.
Yeah.
It's also the lack of resources in so many other areas. And And yep, government officials will, politicians and stuff will get up and give you all kinds of sound bites about how, we have so many more beds now throughout Ontario. We're going to be putting beds in. We're going to be building these little homes and things like that. Those homes would need to be given to people who at least stand a chance of being able to maintain their housing. Whereas we see a lot of folks, a lot of our clients are not even in a position to, like, they've been living in the mindset that they're living in for so long that they almost have to unlearn that way of living and relearn a different way of living in order to be able to be put into a housing. I know an individual who has been put into a lovely little apartment, and they are having a really, really hard time. They've been in there for several months now and still having a really hard time adjusting to it because they were on the street for so long.
Yeah. Well, one of our friends, Stephanie, is
Yeah.
actually taking over a new position with OW.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be talking to Stephanie soon.
And that is her niche.
That very thing about helping people retain their housing. So people that walk, it was an interesting conversation I had with somebody earlier who used to walk by the Grace Cafe and had an opinion about the people until they became one of those people.
Yes.
Right? So what percentage would you say of folks actually are homeless and addicted versus people who are housed and everything else? Because the thought process is everybody that goes to a soup kitchen is an addict and homeless.
No, they're not. We have maybe 25%, maybe 30%. I would say, maybe around, probably closer to 25% of our guests are actually homeless.
Wow.
More of them are housed than homeless, but again, they have trouble maintaining, making the money that they have coming in cover everything that they need to cover, and being able to come here and get their meals, at least one good meal a day, and then whatever we get from Metro, being able to give them meals to take home makes all the difference in whether they're able to do it or not.
So people would potentially think of folks who are housed coming to a place like this as taking advantage of the system or gaming the system.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so tell me what your thoughts are then on someone who is housed and who is still coming to a quote-unquote soup kitchen.
Well, part of it is you also have to remember that, we're providing food, but it's also a place for them to come and feel connected.
Yep.
Because one of the most dangerous things out there, which I think a lot of people realized after our COVID experience, is isolation. And when you're carrying around the trauma that probably 95%, if not more, of our guests are carrying around, and you don't have the tools, you don't have the ability to cope well with that on your own, and you don't have the help to do it, being isolated is going to magnify that and make it so much worse, as well as with mental health issues. So if you have already any pre-existing mental health issues that are starting to rear up, being isolated is going to make it even worse. So being able to come in here and connect with people and connect with friends and be able to socialize for a minute, although we're not a social club, we're not a drop-in, we're not a hangout. However, they can still come in here and they can connect with others who are in the same spot as them. They don't feel isolated in here. They don't feel ostracized in here. They don't feel unwanted or unwelcomed in here. In here, they feel like they belong. They know they're welcomed. They know that they're cared for. That in itself is an incredible thing for them to be able to come and get a dose of that every day.
Yeah.
It's enough to boost them out of a hole that can get really dark, really fast, and really deep.
Yeah.
But being able to come in here and keep making that connection with people, I think, is absolutely vital in order for people to to hang on, waiting for things to get better, hoping for things to get better. Without that hope, it would just be absolutely despair out there.
That's good stuff. So obviously you and I have been working with folks who are struggling for a long time before either one of us got here. Although we do know that we love the population.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. The folks are difficult. The problems are difficult. And some of the reactions are difficult. So how do you maintain that love, that caring, or even that stamina to continue to come in on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis to deal with folks who are sometimes tough to deal with? How do you do that?
Honestly, I could say nothing but it is not me.
Yeah.
If left to my own devices, I would probably end up burnout and turn into a sour, bitter person if left to my own devices. Everything that we do here, God is centered here. He's the one who has placed me here. He is the one who has, put the purpose in me, and that's the only reason that I can keep coming in here. He gives me the rest I need. He gives me the courage and the discernment and the wisdom every day to deal with all of the different situations, to make all of the decisions that I have to make. And I hang on to that joy and that peace and that well-being from him. If it weren't for that, no, the heartbreak alone, because I genuinely, I've seen and I've been in some of the places where these folks are and where they've been and where they're currently at now. And it is absolutely heart-wrenching when you've been there yourself and you know what they're, this person is experiencing. And it's heartbreaking to know that and to not have the ability or the power to stop it, to just have to stand by and watch. So when I come in here, God gives me what I need to be able to come in and love on these people the way that they need it, and yet be able to walk out the door and go to my home and it not crush me.
Okay, how can we do better, either as a society or as a cafe? Let's do a society.
As a society, we can do better by not being afraid to hear these stories, by not being so afraid that this could be us with just either a few bad decisions or some unexpected life circumstances that place you in financial difficulty, things like that, and to think more of how to help these folks on just people in general, on a more holistic level. It's not just that they need a roof over their head. We could put half of them into an apartment tomorrow, and probably the majority of those wouldn't be able to hang on to it because they're not in a place where they're just not in a place where they're able to do that yet. There's a serious problem with going to rehab and going all through that effort and getting clean for months and getting your head straight and getting your feet barely under you. And then when you're done rehab, where do you go? Back to the street.
Yep.
Where you're probably going to end up right back where you were. So what's the point? There's just too many holes in the system because we're not looking at it holistically. And in all honesty, the groups, the organizations like us, and I know it's difficult. A lot of us are coming from different places. A lot of us our reasonings, what drives us is different. But we need to figure out a way to work a little more cohesively together. Whereas instead of all of us, different organizations determining this is what the homeless need, so this is what I'm going to do. Our donors are amazing, and the way that different organizations and individuals in this community have been supporting us is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But it's us, all of us as organizations that are working in the community. We need to work together a little more and a little better.
That's awesome. Thank you. Wasn't that great? The Grace Cafe is blessed to have Lori at the helm. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, there's a link in the description below to the video. As always, we'd really appreciate you subscribing to our channel, and please don't forget to hit the like button below. Thanks for watching.